This year, the Met Gala celebrated the Costume Institute's new exhibition titled Sleeping Beauties Reawakening Fashion. And then the Met Gala theme for the red carpet was the Garden of Time. So we already knew that everybody was going to be in florals. We already knew that. But the exhibition itself pulled about 250 rare pieces from the Costume Institute's permanent collection. That's just the background. Although, again, I knew there were going to be a lot of florals. Let's just jump into it. I'll go further into detail. I was a little bit disappointed this year. There's always so many looks on the red carpet that, I mean, we could be here all night. We could really talk about everything. We could talk about how boring a lot of people looked. I'm not going to say any names in particular. There were a couple of boring looks. I do want to say I saw a lot of uproar about Tyla's look. She had like I couldn't tell if it was sand or like glitter. I don't know if the overall idea was supposed to be sand, but it was a little lackluster to me. Like Tyla's beautiful. That body is crazy. Like she has the perfect shape to just put anything on. But we know she's beautiful. I kind of wanted to see them put like the same glam that Zendaya had for her looks, and we'll talk about that because that was a show, a masterclass. Again, Law is gonna go down in history as the best to ever do it. But anyway, I wanted to see Tyla. I don't know. I don't want to say ugly her up. I don't know. That feels a little haterish, but something else. Something else. Do my eyebrows. I want something else from Tyla. But like I said, we're not going to talk about anybody negatively tonight. I want to focus on the top, like maybe around 10-ish looks are my favorite top looks from the night. If you're new here, I'm Adriana. Every Sunday, I release videos talking about fashion updates and any fashion news that happened the week prior. Well, last week I talked about my favorite shoes because nothing important had happened that week anyway, so whatever. This week, we're obviously going to talk about the Met Gala. If you're not new here, yes, I'm traveling for work, so I have a different background, but we're still locked in, twin. Thanks for returning. Let's jump back in. Controversial yet brave opinion and statement coming. I know everybody or some people did not like Kim's look tonight, but I personally loved it. And I've been giving her a hard time because lately she's been stressing me out. It's like she don't know what she want to do with her image since her and Kanye broke up. She's been having a lot of nothing going on. Then the Balenciaga ambassador situation, and but at any rate, tonight she wore Maison Margiela by Jean Galliano, and it was like a silver corset that looked like they put their knee in her back and tugged those corset strings as tight as they could. The waist was so cinched and it looked like she could not breathe, which is how it should be when you have on that kind of look. And then the bottom was like a silver like mesh lace overlay that had like floral and leaf detailing, and it was kind of embellished with a lot of crystals and pearls. And then she had a cardigan kind of like tossed over her shoulder. She gave this terrible explanation of what like kind of inspired the look, which she should just never talk. I don't know if she was nervous or what, but she basically said it was like she was rushing out after she'd spent the night with her boyfriend or something, and she just threw on one of his cardigans and rushed out the door. It looked like in the original styling, the cardigan itself was kind of tucked into the bodice of the top, and then it was like knotted in the front. But she kept on messing with it and pulling on it all night, and I think she really kind of fucked up the styling of it a little bit, which maybe why some people didn't like it. Maybe I'm caping for her, which I never thought I would do for Kimberly, but that was one of my favorite looks. Hey, at least she didn't wear a Marilyn Monroe dress with pleasers. Like that was terrible. I don't even want to. Let's just move on. I don't want to relive that moment. I've been trying to figure out how to turn the air completely off so the sound doesn't pick it up for the past hour, and I can't, and it just kicked back on. So let's just act like it's not happening. Let's just keep talking. I want to mention Dua Lipa, and it was a good look. Like I liked it. It was kind of like black lace with, of course, a corseted top. kind of like a draped lace skirt with floral detail, and she had like a chain belt around her tiny, tiny waist. But this is why Dua Lipa stood out to me. I was watching the Met Gala red carpet live commentary, and obviously Dua Lipa walks up and she's with Mark. It's obviously Marc Jacobs right next to her. One of the girls on the panel said, "Oh, she looks cute. Who is she wearing?" Christian Siriano, who was on the panel with her, said, "Marc Jacobs is literally right there." When I tell you, I died laughing because I thought the same fucking thing. Like, what do you mean? Who is she wearing? She's standing right next to Marc Jacobs. What do you think she wearing? Like, if you don't know who's standing next to her, you probably don't need to be on this panel, sister. But like I said, Dua Lipa did look good, but that was really the only reason I wanted to bring her up because that moment during the commentary had me dying laughing. Of course, Sydney Sweeney wore custom Miu Miu, and it was like a baby blue lace, like ball gown. Well, I don't want to say lace. It wasn't lace. I probably just said that because everybody else had on lace tonight, and I keep saying lace. But Sydney Sweeney wore a baby blue ball gown, and it had floral detail up the front. I did think it was really cool that she changed her hair up and she turned it into like a black bob. And one of the people on the commentary panel for E! News said that she spoke with Sydney's stylist before that, and she explained that Sydney wanted to wear the gloves that she wore so they matched the hair with the gloves, which I thought was a good idea. Plus, we never see hair. We never see hair. We never see hair. What? We never see her with black hair. So it looks good. I don't know why. While she was taking pictures for the paparazzi, she on the actual red carpet, she didn't have the veil on in a lot of the pictures that I saw. But when she walked out of her hotel room, she had a black veil over her head that looked really cool with the look. So, and I thought the black veil with the black leather gloves and then the like dainty kind of light look of the girly baby blue ball gown really just, I like the juxtaposition of it all. So, good look, different look, like I said, with the black hair. So, Sydney Sweeney was also on my like best dress list. Lana Del Rey wore McQueen, and it was actually their new creative director's first Met Gala, and it was like it was a reinterpretation of a previous McQueen look, I believe. If I can find a picture, then I'll post the picture that they referenced for her dress. Okay, I did like this dress. I like the look for some reason. It's kind of relatively plain actually. So she had on a like, I don't know if that was cream or like light tan dress, and it had like branch detail up the front, and then she had kind of like branches coming out the top of her head. This is my first interpretation of when I first saw it. Okay, follow me. She had branches coming up, and then it was kind of like draping and like fabric at the top, like the branches were trapped in the draping at the top. That was what I thought at first, that they were branches. The more I looked at it, I was like, wait, is she supposed to be a deer? Like, wait, do deer have the like antlers, right? Let's just let's act like a deer definitely has antlers. But I'm like, is she supposed to be an animal with antlers and she's caught in some kind of a trap or a net or something? And the only reason I thought that was because me and my friend were talking about the look, and I noticed she pointed out her shoes. I'm like, wait, are they supposed to be hooves? Like, I don't know if I like this look as more. Initially, though, she was on my best dress list. Well, she was on my I like this look list. Um, but yeah, just right up until I started to record, my friend pointed that out, and I was like, I don't know if I like this look that much anymore. But it was too late to change it. She's on the list now. Keep it moving. Of course, Taylor Russell wore Loewe. I love Taylor Russell. She's been on a major fashion run for the past at least 2 years, especially as one of Loewe's ambassadors. I think she does that brand so good. She wore like a bodice. I don't want to say it was corseted because it wasn't corseted, but it had the silhouette and shape of a corset, and it looks like wooden detail. And then she had like this draped fabric cream, like white skirt with it, hair pulled back. It was such a cool look. I love that wooden detail at the top. Like I said, I have no notes. I love Loewe. I'm starting to realize I love Loewe. Now, probably should have realized it a long time ago because I buy their sunglasses every season. Like, pause on Met Gala. Every season, Loewe has like a cool like seasonal sunglass shape that they do, and I try to get it every year. But damn, I just realized I really do love Loewe because I like their last fashion show too. Hmm. Let's let's just keep going with the Met Gala looks though. Upon first glance, I thought Janelle Monae was wearing Rabanne because of the detailing and the kind of disc like hanging like I don't even know what to call that detailing, like fringe. Somebody in the comments is gonna say, do your research and learn what that detail is called. Somebody told me that once, but they were wrong. But anyway, I thought it was Rabanne, but it was actually custom Vera Wang. Um, Janelle usually does red carpets really well. She has like the perfect little frame and body for anything. She's gorgeous, obviously. And I really did love this look. It looked so glamorous. It looked like she was wearing just crystals. Like there was like a clear like crystal like detail on her shoulder. And like I said, a lot of hanging like discs. And it was just a really good look. I liked that look. Now what I didn't like is what she wore last year. Did not like that at all. But we don't have to harp on the past. Let's not bring up the past. Nicki Minaj wore a short look, which is cool for the red carpet. It's something different. It was a look by Marnie, a yellow, like floral detail on the dress. And apparently, all of the flowers that were on the dress used to be aluminum cans and they were formed into the flower shape, hand painted. I thought it was different. Her hair was cool. It was like bangs. You know, Nicki loves a bang. And I just love Nicki Minaj. What can I say? Like sometimes she misses with fashion, sometimes it's a hit. I thought she looked good tonight. I know a lot of people are not gonna like the fact that she wore that short dress, but it looked good to me. I thought it was cool. Harris Reed wore Harris Reed, and she looked so good. Like it was such a cool look. I don't even know how to explain it. I have the picture up, so I don't even know what to say about this look other than it was fire. Like Harris Reed dressed Iman last year, or yeah, I believe it was last year, maybe the year before last. That was a really good look. And Vogue did this kind of video showing the behind the scenes and creation of that gown and dress for the Met Gala. So ever since then, I've kind of like had her on my radar. But first of all, dressing yourself for the Met Gala is a flex. And then dressing yourself and putting yourself in this look, chef's kiss. I love a stunt queen. Now, what we've all been waiting for, other than Rihanna and Beyonce, who apparently didn't show up at the time of this recording. Hopefully, they made an appearance, but they weren't on the red carpet. Zendaya. Zendaya was a co-chair this year, and she wore a custom Margiela by John Galliano look, and it referenced a Galliano by Dior look from '99. I love when people reference themselves, okay? But it was giving like it was like a bluish green look. The makeup gave the same. I don't know if Pat McGrath did the makeup for Zendaya, but it was basically the same makeup that came down the runway for Galliano, for Margiela rather, this past season that everybody was in a tizzy over, and it was all of those challenges. A lot of makeup artists did it, and it was just a really good look. Zendaya really knows how to put on a show. I love an entertainer that can entertain. Okay, that's what you get paid the big bucks for. So I know it's unfair, kind of, to expect somebody to be on at all times, but also I like when celebrities are celebrities. Like when you walk outside that door, you know people are following you. Put on a show. Give me what I'm asking for, not only on the screen, especially at big events like this. So that was her first look. Then my sister went and changed, and she came back in an even better look. She came back in a black corseted, almost Victorian style dress. And this one was a vintage 96 Galliano for Givenchy gown with a Alexander McQueen or Philip Tracy for Alexander McQueen hat from his 2007 collection. It was like a bouquet of flowers. Oh, I believe it was the same makeup from the previous look. I don't think they could have changed the makeup that quickly, but I preferred the second look. Again, give me a show. You know who else gave me a show this week? We don't have to discuss her Met Gala look because anyway. But this week leading up to the Met Gala, Doja Cat has been seen around New York with the Vetements creative director, who is the brother of Demna. And you know how I feel about Demna. I feel like at this point they just walking neck and neck for dumbass looks. But at any rate, she gave me she had on a like bed sheet wrapped around her and wore it as a dress and just casually walked around New York shopping in it. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I know it's a stunt, like not like a good stunt. Like I know she was doing a lot. But again, put on a show. Like you are a superstar. You know people are following you. You walking down the street. It's the week of Met Gala. You're with the person that's dressing you for the Met Gala. Give me something. Like people don't want me to get famous because when I promise you, when I get to the point where people kind of care about what I wear now, just on the smallest level, but when I get to the point where people are following me and I know there's gonna be cameras around, oh, I'm gonna put on the greatest show on earth. I promise you. I put that on my nephew. I'm gonna give the girls what they asking for when I got the resources to do it, okay? Anyway, not to make this about me, but I love that look. She also, another controversial look everybody hated. She wore like a saran wrap, kind of like bandeau with saran wrap skirt, walking around smoking a cigarette. People didn't like that either. I thought it's a show. Like, obviously, she wouldn't wear that just chilling. She's walking around the streets of New York wearing a saran wrap outfit with the creative director of Vetements. What do you want her to look like? You want her to have on a hoodie? You want her to be like Kim and wear like casual comfort looks in Balenciaga just because? Like, no. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. But anyway, wanted to point that out. Also, this is not on my worst or best list, but I did want to highlight what Cardi B wore to the Met Gala. I didn't like it, and it's not. I promise it's not because I'm a Nicki fan. Because obviously, Colin and Cardi are like this. Like they've built a great reputation in the fashion world for the pieces that they put together and the looks that they create together. But I thought this was a miss, honestly. Like, what was the theme? Even though Zendaya had on an all black gown for her second look, the theme was in the hat she wore. Like, I just don't know what the explanation for Cardi B's look was. And then she had all these people that had to like pick the dress up and turn it around and put it back down so she could walk. And then she walked out of her hotel room with all these umbrellas covering the look. So I thought it was going to just really be the greatest thing ever. And I just did not like it. And Christian Siriano low key cooked her ass when he was giving commentary because he said, Cardi B is going to put on a show. She's an entertainer, even if it's not the best dress in the room. Bruh, he said this shit with a straight face. I cackled. He also mentioned how much fabric was involved with the dress. Like, I don't know what that was about. I think she was trying to give a moment from when Rihanna kind of had the same effect with the yellow gown she wore. I just remember, I think I don't remember what year, but the exhibition was the like Chinese kind of theme, and she had to like have all those people carrying her gown around. Maybe she tried to recreate that moment, but it wasn't it. And I think people booed her at one point, like, cause why? Why? I started this video off saying that I was only going to talk about my favorite looks, but I kind of just gave my commentary on the red carpet overall on accident. So we talked about some hits, we talked about some misses, in my opinion. So don't jump down my throat about it. But Thanks for returning. I will be back next week with more fashion news. Honestly, again, nothing really exciting happened this week in fashion or this past week prior in fashion. So, really, you're not missing anything. I knew the Met Gala was happening, so I waited. Have a good week.